all the in-laws and outlaws that were here in Arroyo Grande. So you can, Dickie's in the corner, and you can still look at some of the old photographs. Good morning, everyone. I tried to meet everyone at the door to introduce myself because there were some of you that weren't even born when I left Arroyo Grande, and some of you that were knee-high to me when I was going to school here in Arroyo Grande. So I'd like to welcome everyone and introduce myself. Some of you knew me as Nunoy. Some of you knew me as Junior. But in my work life, I was known as Sal Reyes. And my sister, Genoveba, or Nini, or Viva, Reyes Breitstein. And today you'll hear from her family, and all of her family are from Israel here today. So we'd like to welcome all of you. And as I mentioned, I had great difficulty in remembering names, but I'd like to firstly thank Abe Garces and the team from the Filipino community and the lunch that they're preparing for us today. And you know, there are many thank yous, and I can't thank everybody enough for being here today. But there are two that really helped me out in connecting the dots and putting the names together. One was Paulette Ritan. And I think it's Dunham, correct, Paulette? And the other was Reiko Kooka Fukuhara. You know, you'll hear from Steve and the rest of my sister's family, sort of recapping her life. But I'd like to give you a brief recap of her in Arroyo Grande. She was born in 1942. We lived at a place called the Steel Ranch. Nobody knows where the Steel Ranch is, but possibly the Bergia family, because the Bergia family lived out east of Arroyo Grande, and that's where my folks first started, at the Steel Ranch, and we were also east of Arroyo Grande. Then my father purchased property on Wasnell Road, commonly known as Branch Mill Road. She attended Arroyo Grande Elementary School, and she was valedictorian of her senior class at Arroyo Grande High School. In 1970, she and her husband, Steve, immigrated to Israel. And as I'll mention today, the celebration of life brings it to a full circle back to Arroyo Grande. Before we have the other speakers on the stage, I'd like to conclude my remarks with an email we sent to Steve when my sister passed away. Words cannot express our feelings regarding our sister, Nini Viva Genoveva's passing. Even though she was 1,000 miles away from us, Nini will always acknowledge and celebrate our momentous milestones, birthdays, anniversaries, and other special life events. She would always come up with unique ways to mark the occasion. The cards, gifts, and unique emails, photographs, and several memory books were always a joy for us to receive. In fact, during COVID in June 2021, we were a year late celebrating my 80th birthday from Nini, which was a balloon ride taking off and landing from the middle of Lake Tahoe. Another memorable gift from my sister was the books that she put together for us. She's always been a high achiever in the family, academically and athletically, and whatever she desired to do. She was always a pillar of strength, traveling from Israel to Rio Grande to take care of our mom in 1987. It would take pages and pages to recognize her accomplishments, but she would always provide me with timely kudos and attaboys for whatever the occasion. It seemed so one-sided, but it was so special. There are moments I'll always remember and never forget. We are also thankful that we, Barb and I, were able to talk to Nini on October 7th, including my niece Ariana. She was with us in Vermont. And Barb and me talked to her on her 79th birthday on October 3rd from Reno. I realized as years passed, Nini is now in Israel, but in my mind's eye, I can see her back in the day as a farmer's daughter from Rio Grande. As her brother, it is impossible to repay Nini for all the lifelong of love, kindness, and respect, and recognition that she's provided to me. And may she truly rest in peace. Thank you.